Yeah, no, we felt really good about Friday's match, and we've been playing somewhat shorthanded here for the whole season so far. So we're trying to adjust accordingly and make the right changes and the right adjustments. Looked good on Friday. I think we followed the game plan pretty well. We had some big performances, and I think caught a good team a bit off guard and knocked them on their heels a little bit. I thought we served well. I thought we passed very well. And the defense was good enough to win the game. Our offense is, when we're in system, we do good things, and I think we saw a lot of that on Friday. Yeah, a couple things. I think primarily the serve pass game in that one was quite different than Friday. I thought we served poorly, and I thought we passed well at times, and then at inopportune times, passing kind of broke down. We had some positions on offense that weren't the same. And then also, I think the big part was defense. We just let a lot of balls land, and it didn't seem like we were putting up a fight on defense. But we've taken a good look at that on film, as you can imagine, and we're working on it here this week in practice. Yeah, we kind of walked into that trap, maybe pat ourselves on the back a little too much after Friday night's win, There isn't a match that I don't look back on and think about what I could have done differently as a coach and try to prepare them better. And, that's my job and my responsibility. And, we often talk about as a team, it's my job to do that. And it's, their job to come to play and execute. And, we mutually agreed that, we kind of fell short of that on both ends of it. There's a little bit of miscommunication or kind of hesitancy in the middle and left back at times. If you think about their left side hitters, that cross shot was just scoring all game, whether it was deep five or the cross court. So, and then there were a couple times where we weren't making routine plays. In the game of volleyball, when the ball's hit at you, directly at you, that's a gift. And we got to make those plays. And so I thought we did on Friday more often than we did Saturday. But then also, a mantra we have in our gym is, ball, no hit ground. Just at the very least, ball's got to stay off the ground. And we know one way it will definitely hit the ground is if we watch it land there. And so I'd like to be more aggressive on defense and first more consistently make plays on the ball. And you have to be in the right spot to do that. Oftentimes and this is not just us, this is their teams in general, you're trying to guess and you're trying to, get a couple extra steps in there before the ball's played. But you got to be in your spot, and then you have to be stopped when they attack. And we got to play our ball from there, and I expect us to do better on that end going forward. Yeah, I think that's part of it for sure. She brings some experience for her, and I think we'll probably see her, in the lineup here at times. I think also we are there again. The routine plays, I think, from anybody need to be made more often, and we recognize that, I think, as a group. So I think that also we need to be better at coordinating our front row block and our back row defense at the same time. Those things go hand in hand. And while we're blocking at a rate that we've not seen from this program since I've been here, in a good way, there are times where our block is, little undisciplined, and that kind of leads to some holes in the backcourt. The block takes away space at the net, and your defense is to play around that block, and so, you have the court covered. Well, when that block is kind of in and out in certain times, it makes it a little bit more challenging. But again, the routine plays need to be made first, and I think we're committed to doing that going forward. Rachel and Tricia are doing great in their first year for sure. Tricia's playing as a middle and lined up as a right side, and so we're asking her to do even more in terms of adjusting to a new position and so on and so forth. I think that our blocking can get cleaner there in both spots, but in terms of offense, especially in serve receive, we look really good there, and they're just delights to have on the team, and they work incredibly hard, very coachable. Same goes for Tess as a setter. I mean, just it's easy to forget that she's only a freshman. She's just got such great poise and command of the court. That's right, both of those things. One thing about Friday's game that we were successful in, Lindy if you look at the numbers, it wasn't there, it didn't have it, but like she was taking so much attention away from everybody else that, they were really camping on her. It opened up the rest of the offense for us. And so the next night when you kind of defend her on, more spread out, you see what she's capable of doing. I mean, she just can blast. Sometimes you got to go to your hot hitter, no doubt. But a good offense is spread out, and when you have weapons at all positions, it really makes that possible. When you look at us in serve receive in our first 3 rotations, we are really good. That's Trish coming through, that's Rachel coming through with, a Lindy there, and then on the flip, you have Trish coming through with Casey, who right now is arguably the best middle in the league. I would say Lindy is arguably one of our most consistent players right now. She's taking big cuts and making adjustments as we go here. The Friday night game, like I said, in the rare occasion that statistics don't really match what was going on out there, I think she took like almost 50 cuts at the ball on Friday and had some points for sure. They just had a couple rotations where their block was ready to go, and that's a big block. But again, they were systematically going for her in a way that opened up everything. I think Lindy's been taking the cuts we need all year. She leads us in kills per set and is, I think, in the top 10 in the conference easily right now. She's having a great season so far, and I think offensively has been as consistent as I've seen her play. And I think that's only going to get better as this season goes on. I mean, just in talking to her and just the way she's leading the group in her own way, she's locked in. Parkside is, I think, pretty similar to what we've seen in a couple of years past. Some of those same pieces are back. A team that could always, take it to you. Coach has them prepared always. She's a great coach, great person. Not easy to play there always. Purdue's a whole new team. They've won more matches so far this season than they did all last year, and beat a good Wayne State team at home over the weekend. Beat Winona State in 5. 2 weekends ago from there. Their serving is maybe one of the best serving teams in the country. And there's some things that we see as a matchup wise that we like, but we know what this weekend means for us, and we're going to be focused on our side of the ball primarily here, and get better in some areas we need to, and tap into the things we do well. And then we'll assess the matchup as we go. I think that we, against any team, we have advantages, and there are areas where we didn't really make sure that we're bringing our A game.